Hey everybody, it's Cameron LaFleur. This is for demo day number 2. Um, Before we get into what I've been working on recently, I just want to go over the stuff that, just give a little, refresh on my topic, what I've done so far a little bit, how I'm able to pivot during this weird time. So as you know, my thesis is on accessibility, the elderly, and independent living, and how um, the elderly can use the internet and how we can use and beef up accessibility to help them live more independently and to extend that time of their independency. Independency? Sure. Uh, Before we go along, just a little bit about my process. The first thing, just a little background on context. Um, Millions of the baby boomers are growing in age, and as time progresses, accessibility and usability are going to be highly valued within this core set of people. Um, the problem overall is that I have not really come across a really simple solution for the elderly and these older folks to prolong their independence and to gain access to resources such as transportation, health and wellness, like articles and whatnot, employment and job searching. Those resources need to be readily available and easily accessible to this core group of people. Um, my hypothesis, um, you know, I need to empathize with this age group. I want to understand and help them gather resources for whether it be local acts of daily living, um, low emergency help activities, and all the things I've mentioned before. Before I really got into any of the surveys or I had to figure out the competition, what's out there already, um, and really understand how their usability is right now and their level of accessibility. So I went through a little comparative analysis between 3 sites: AARP, ACL, and the Elder Care Directory. And through this, I was able to see, I went down through a list of, visibility system status, a list of usability heuristics to really find out whether they were up to snuff or not. Another thing that I really, prioritized was what I said before, health and wellness, all of these resources. How, you know, do they have them all? Are they readily accessible for somebody that would want to go on there and, find these resources at the ready, right at their disposal? So as you can see, some people excel where other sites do not. Um, so right now, I am going through the process of creating a survey and interview questions. Here's the survey I have so far. Uh, as for the first couple of questions, I just wanted to really weed out anybody that wasn't in the target age group. So I'm looking for this like 50s to 65, 50 and up age group. Um, Going on through here, you'll see a couple questions really trying to survey and find out how their habits are on the internet, their internet usage, their internet from familiarity. What products they use to access the internet and stay online, whether they go mobile or desktop. Um, my assumptions right now is that the majority of these older folks will be using desktop or tablets. Right here, what they actually use the internet for. Um, Here's a question: how often do you see your email? That's like the basis. People, almost everybody uses email, so that will give you a general basis of how um, adept people are and how familiar and seasoned, as a basis. Social media, that these are a little more for power users. Um, for local events, which is a aspect of the resources that I'd like to present. I want to know where they're getting their sources from as of right now. Whether it be the town magazine, social media, whatnot. These some sites that I'd like to know if they already use. If they use ARP, then I can reach out to them. These questions are getting a little bit further in detail with ARP, which is the route that I'm going down with a UX redesign of the ARP website, plus an addition of um, their resources page. So seeing if they've used their online services, how much they use them, what they use them for, and then a little blurb that they can say. Now the next page goes back into their, you know, their preconceived notions, how they view the internet, how they view current accessibility, and if they're able to use it properly, and if they think that the internet is made for them, if they think it's tailored for them, if they can use it, or if they think that creators of all of these websites just aren't taking their needs into consideration. Um, so these are just agree or disagree. A few questions right there. Now, getting back into the PowerPoint. Um, Going forward, after I send out this survey, I have a couple people that I will reach out to that I already know of that are pretty active on the internet. But through the survey, I will find out some power users, people that already are familiar with the ARP online website, and reach out to them with a set of um, interview questions, really understanding what they think of the current site, and their stance on web accessibility at the moment. Um, After that, I will be able to further develop personas and really come down to finding out what the ideal user is. Um, After that, I will be able to go through card sorting. Card sorting was something that I was hoping to do in person with this age group, but due to the recent, coronavirus and all that, it's kind of hard to be next to somebody, and I'm not really sure if I should go forward with these car sorts. It's up in the air right now. Probably won't unless I find some people that are really um, in tune with how I can do a virtual card sort with them. These would be like, really big power users that like blow me away. That they might be able to do a card sort um, over video chat or optimal sort online. These websites that they can use. But overall, the solution that I was mentioning earlier, just go over the UX redesign of ARP and their homepage. Um, Getting into the wireframes of what I've been doing, primarily this, recently. I've basically gone about sketching out, doing some minor sketches first of all, moving them into Figma, and really trying to gather, um, wage what kind of layout I want specifically, what kind of things to highlight. First of all, joining ARP, nice picture of people actually using the internet. Right here would probably be resources, news, and something else. If you scroll down, then you see the articles and you can read a little bit more. This might be a little bit of the layout that I was, leaning more towards. Now, I don't want to get too far into anything until I actually gather the data from the survey and interviews. But nevertheless, their homepage does need a little bit of rework done to it, and a bit of a redesign, as right now they only have articles on their page, which makes no sense. So going down here, you have the resources right on the left side. You can see all. If you want to go to the resources page, I have a couple different mock-ups right here where it gives you a search bar where you can search all of the resources right off the bat, right above the fold. You can see all the categories if you want to go a little bit deeper into more chunked, uh, categories, whether it be health and wellness, money, housing, whatnot. If you scroll a little bit down, I'm thinking about putting um, a little more fine-tuned search through here, so you can go either all and search through all of the resources by name, or by alphabetical and by the letter, or go local and enter in your zip code. Um, Over here, I was just figuring out whether I wanted to do more of these squarish modals, or these only text heavy ones. But that's about it, right? Uh, that's all I've been up to recently. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and thank you.